के अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है, if that person is above the age of 60 years or if that person is infirm, then the permission has to be taken by the inspector from the DYSP rank officer. So there has been one protection given in this section. Next is that there was generally allegation that पुलिस जब भी कभी अरेस्ट करती है तो उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन मीडिया में नहीं होती है या उसकी ट्रांसपेरेंसी नहीं होती है. तो now what we have done is that we have created one nodal officer in the police station and also at the district level who will keep the record of every person who was arrested, and media people or anybody can approach that person to know if anybody has been arrested and the details thereof of that person. So that is a very important step towards transparency. Next. Then there's the minor changes have been done if an arrest is done by a private person. Earlier there was no, now the person has to be taken by the police into custody. The second is arrest how made. In this very important change is the use of handcuffs. In major crimes, there are certain conditions given in that if we are arresting or we are taking that person to the court, in those cases we can use handcuffs. Or in cases which have been mentioned, like a person who has who is a habitual offender or who has escaped from custody, or a person who is charged with the heinous crimes which have been mentioned like terrorism, organized crime, or person who is accused of rape, murder. So all those things have been given in section 43. Next. Yeah, as I was saying that the information about the arrest must be given to the designated police officer. That provision has also been made here. And after that, as I was in the initial slide, I had mentioned that there have been some timelines. So in this also, earlier our investigation, the investigation by the police in cases of rape, where we had to wait for the medical practitioner to give us the report, the medical examination report. So there has been given a timeline has been given to the medical practitioner of 7 days, within which that medical practitioner has to give a medical report to the police so that police can go ahead with the investigation. Next. I think there is not much important. The next. Yeah. So another major important the change that has been made is in chapter 6, process to compel appearance. There are 4 different things in this: summons, warrants, proclamation, and attachment of property. One important change is that has been done is that in summons, summons को सर्व करने के तरीके में इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीन्स का भी इन्होंने किया कि फर्स्ट अर्लियर in CRPC we had a proper hard copy which was supposed to be served. Now through electronic means also the court and the police can serve summons. So this is very important change which will reduce the time and very बेसिक डिटेल्स हैं. यू कैन सी हियर कि एक रजिस्टर मेंटेन करना होगा कोर्ट को जिसमें ईमेल एड्रेस वगैरह सब लिखेंगे, तो उस हिसाब से इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नेक्स्ट, this is what I was talking about. Proof of service, section 70, subclause 3. All summons served through electronic communication under section shall be considered as duly served, and a copy of such electronic summons shall be attested and kept as a proof of service of summons. Next. Same thing as I was talking earlier. Next. Achha, in this there is a new provision which is added, section 105. In this, recording of search and seizure through audio visual electronic means. जो भी सर्च सीजर होगा उसका पुलिस को मैंडेटरीली ऑडियो और विजुअल जो रिकॉर्डिंग है वो करना होगा. उसकी एक रिपोर्ट, उसकी एक कॉपी या जो जुरिसडिक्शनल मैजिस्ट्रेट है उसको रिपोर्ट होगी. तो उससे एक जो अकाउंटेबिलिटी का जो क्वेश्चन है कि हम कुछ मैनिपुलेट करते थे, तो वो एक चीज़ है जो भी टेकन केयर ऑफ है इसमें. नेक्स्ट. अच्छा, ये प्रिवेंटिव एक्शन जो पुलिस का है इसमें थोड़े से चेंजेस किए गए हैं. एक तो सेक्शन 170 जिसमें अरेस्ट टू प्रिवेंट कमीशन ऑफ कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस, इसमें स्पेसिफिक टर्म जुडिशियल मैजिस्ट्रेट का यूज़ किया गया है. ठीक है. एक नया एक्ट सेक्शन जोड़ा गया है 172 in which person is bound to conform to the lawful directions of the police. Earlier, this provision was not there. Next, तो इसमें chapter 13 information to the police and their powers to investigate. There are many changes that have been made. जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू करने से लेकर के किस तरीके से विटनेस को बुलाना है, कैसे रिकॉर्ड करना है स्टेटमेंट, सर्च एंड सीजर है, उन सब में मेजर चेंजेस है विच आई विल टेल यू नेक्स्ट. तो जो एफआईआर, जो इन्फॉर्मेशन कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस की जो इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें मिलती थी, उसमें बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चेंजेस किए गए हैं. वन इज दैट द कंसेप्ट ऑफ जीरो एफआईआर हैज बीन ब्रॉट इन, wherein person can register the FIR anywhere, irrespective of the jurisdiction, where no matter what the person is present in that police station. But if crime has been committed, he or she can approach the police station and get the FIR registered. Second is that the provision for e-FIR has also been brought in which the law says that through electronic means a complaint for a cognizable offence can be registered. The only thing is that this particular e-FIR has to be taken within 3 days. That person has to be called to the police station to take it in writing and for the signature and all. So these two important changes have been made here. Next. Next. In this non-cognizable cases, NC cases, in pehle there was nothing like कि now the new change has been made कि within 7 days, एक वीक का जितना भी पुलिस के पास रिकॉर्ड होता था एनसी का, वो अब मजिस्ट्रेट के पास भेजना पड़ेगा. तो उससे भी अकाउंटेबिलिटी का जो एक इशू है, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, वो भी टेकन केयर ऑफ. नेक्स्ट, जैसे इसमें सेक्शन 176 है प्रोसीजर फॉर इन्वेस्टिगेशन. इसमें कई सारी चीज़ें जो मैं पहले बता रहा था कि अगर किसी विक्टिम का या विटनेस का स्टेटमेंट है तो उसको ऑडियो विजुअल मीन्स से रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. उसके अलावा जो विटनेस की अटेंडेंस है वो सभी इन चीज़ों से की जाएगी. तो ओवरऑल जो मैं बताना चाह रहा हूँ इसमें ये है कि जितने भी टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट हुआ है, एक तो एविडेंस लेने के लिए और कोर्ट के सामने प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए इनका यूज़ किया जाए. एविडेंस के साथ छेड़खानी का जो एक इशू होता था वो अब नहीं होगा. दूसरा, कोर्ट में जो टाइम लगता था, जो अब ट्रायल की आगे हम बात करेंगे, जो कि मैं अभी एक बार में बता देता हूँ कि ट्रायल जो एविडेंस कोर्ट लेता था वो earlier the witness, victim and the accused was supposed to be taken to the court for the evidence and for their testimony. Now it can be done through audio visual or the other means. The technology का use करके we will be able to do it so as to reduce the time that was being taken. Next, same thing that I was saying, recording of confession statements. Next, medical examination of victim of rape. As I was saying, there has been a timeline given here, and section 185 is very important. Search by police officer. In case where police is doing a search without warrant, the seizure, जो पंचनामा सीजर का जो रिकॉर्ड होता था, that now police has to give to the magistrate within 48 hours. ठीक है? This important change has been made under this section of search. Next. ये बेल का एक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चेंज हैज बीन मेड अंडर सेक्शन 187 इन विच द टेक्निकल पूरे डेफिनेशन जो है कि द इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज नॉट कंप्लीटेड विद इन 24 आवर्स, पुलिस कैन आस्क फॉर द पुलिस कस्टडी. अर्लियर विद इन 15 days, the initial 15 days only, the police could have taken the police custody. Now this 15 days, police can take custody over a period spread over 40 days in case जो कि 60 और 90 डेज का एक पीरियड था. पनिशमेंट लेस देन एंड मोर देन कुछ था, वेरी टेक्निकल. बट नाउ दिस 15 डेज कैन बी स्प्रेड ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ 40 or 60 days. So this is a new change that has been made. Next. इसमें एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चेंज ये भी किया गया कि देयर हैज बीन अ टाइमलाइन गिवन फॉर इन्वेस्टिगेशन टू बी कंप्लीट. Apart from special cases like POCSO where the investigation has to be completed within 60 days, the other cases the investigation has to be completed within 90 days. Next. Again, timeline, inquest report to be forwarded to the DM or SDM within 24 hours. Next. These are the other important changes in the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. One is the maximum period for which under trial prisoner can be detained to reduce the number of prisoners who are in prison. A first time offender who has completed 1/3 of the punishment for that crime a report has to be made by the superintendent of the prison, and he can be released. Secondly, a person who has done half of the time in prison, under trial prisoner, and if the trial is still going on, that person can also be released. Second important thing is that there have been time limits for the court processes. कितने दिन में कोर्ट को उसका कॉग्निजेंस लेना है, कितने दिन में उसके चार्जेस फ्रेम करने हैं, कितने दिन में ट्रायल शुरू करना है, और ट्रायल कंप्लीट होने के बाद जजमेंट कितने दिन में दी है, उस सबका टाइमलाइन उन्होंने दिया। ठीक है। उसके अलावा अक्यूज कैन बी प्रेजेंट इन कोर्ट इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली। जितने भी केसेस हैं कि कोर्ट में अक्यूज को, विक्टिम को और विटनेस को लेकर आना होता था, दैट कैन बी डन रिमोटली थ्रू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीन्स। देन दी अदर्स आर ऑल्सो मेंशन, सारे टाइमलाइंस का इसमें मेंशन है कि एविडेंस फॉर ऑफेंसेस कमिटेड आउटसाइड इंडिया कैन बी रिसीव्ड इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म। तो ओवरऑल जो इसका जो सेंस है न्यू लॉ का, उसमें एक तो टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट जो भी हुए हैं उसको इसमें डाला गया है, और दूसरा इसको सिटीजन सेंट्रिक बनाया गया है। नेक्स्ट, now I come to the other law, the भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम, which was earlier the Indian Evidence Act. इसमें जो मेजर चेंजेस किए गए हैं, एक तो डेफिनेशन है, जो अंडर सेक्शन 2 जो डॉक्यूमेंट की डेफिनेशन है उसको ब्रॉडन किया गया है, उसमें इलेक्ट्रॉनिक और डिजिटल जो एविडेंस है उसको इनकॉर्पोरेट किया गया है। उसके अलावा जो दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट चेंज किया गया है वो प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी एविडेंस की डेफिनेशन है। तो पहले हमारे साथ जो इशू होता था जो लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट एजेंसीज के साथ, स्पेशली वाइल टेकिंग, बिकॉज देयर वाज अ मैंडेट इन द अर्लियर एक्ट टू प्रोड्यूस, मतलब कोर्ट्स गिव प्रेफरेंस टू प्राइमरी एविडेंस। तो जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीन्स होता था, अगर जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस समबडी इज टेकिंग लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग and that particular thing is being recorded in the database of Facebook or let's say YouTube, तो प्राइमरी एविडेंस होता था कि हम उसके जो ओरिजिनल डेटाबेस है वहाँ से लेके जो आएंगे वो प्राइमरी एविडेंस है। बट नाउ द चेंज हैज बीन मेड कि इफ इट इज बीइंग लाइव स्ट्रीम, तो जितनी भी डिवाइसेस पर वो साइमल्टेनियसली स्टोर होगा वो सारा का सारा प्राइमरी एविडेंस है। ठीक है। उसके अलावा जो सेकेंडरी एविडेंस का जो इशू होता था कि वी हैड टू गिव अ प्रॉपर सर्टिफिकेट, तो उसकी जो डेफिनेशन है उसको भी वाइडन किया गया सेकेंडरी एविडेंस की। तो उस हिसाब से ये ना सिर्फ हमारे लिए, आपके लिए इट विल बी अ बेटर, मतलब ईजियर वर्जन ऑफ व्हाट इट वाज अर्लियर अंडर इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट। नेक्स्ट, सो दीज आर द मेजर चेंजेस, मतलब मेनली 2 important changes in Indian Evidence Act which has now been made and as भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम। Next, yeah, thank you so much.
I think we'll have a question and answer session. I would like to invite both the presenters on stage. We'll be providing you with mic so that you can take questions. Just as a usual procedure, put your hand up if you'd like to ask a question. I'll be calling upon each person. Everybody will get a chance. And let's keep it to one question at a time, and then we'll come back if there's more. We'll start with the on the back. I think since the hall is small, you should be audible, but if it's not, we'll get a mic there.
Yeah, most of the cases are acquitted because of the pancha. So the stop panchas and so evidence of panchas. So what is the provision, new provision for the panchas in this act?
Can you repeat your question?
So acquittals are happening just because of the panchas, the evidence of panchas, so hostile panchas, stop panchas or something. Okay. Now there is electronic means of recording is there, video thing is there. So that evidence can be taken. But this pancha system is still there.
See.
It is a big hurdle in giving punishment. Most of the acquittals are happening because of the hostile panchas. What is the provision in this new act?
Okay. I didn't get his name.
Yeah, you can please introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, my name is Olmar Shinde. I am a chief reporter of Daily Pudari.
Okay. See, I don't know how you reach that conclusion that most of the acquittals are happening because of panchas. Is there some report which is suggesting that?
There are many cases.
Okay. So what my understanding is that acquittals happen for variety of reasons, and if you go through this new act, one of the most important change which has been built in is that there is a lot of emphasis on scientific collection of evidence. And because of this scientific collection of evidence, most of the things will be getting video recorded, as was mentioned during the presentation. For all cases in which the punishment is more than 7 years, the FSL team has to mandatorily visit the scene of crime. It has to pick all the evidences. Search and seizures have to be video recorded. So all of this will go a long way in getting convictions. Whether the point of punches, I'm not very sure of, but the intention of the act is actually to get much more convictions through scientific methods.
But still punches has to be there. For every recording, everything punches has to be there.
See, the reason why panchas are present is so that there is an independent perspective which is brought to the all investigation. They are normal citizens, so their presence ensures that there is no allegation that X did something and Y did something and Z was recorded. To bring fairness into it, the panchas have been kept. Now, if someone goes back on his testimony, that is for the judge to decide on how he wants to do it. Okay. Yeah.
Next question, yeah. Bhatia sir.
Namaskar. It was very nice to see your presentation. My name is Sunil Bhatia. My question is related to EFIR. इस घटना के कितने टाइम के अंदर हम EFIR कर सकते हैं, पहली बात. और दूसरा जो क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे कि आपने बोला कि 3 दिन के अंदर जो नियरेस्ट जो आपका पुलिस स्टेशन है वहाँ जाना, खुद जाना है कि पुलिस स्टेशन से कॉल आएगा?
जी, देखिए ये 1 जुलाई से this system will be brought into place. How EFI will be recorded, how those things will be done, we are working, the system is in progress right now. Those systems are being built right now. We are in consultation with judiciary also on this. So the exact answer we will be able to give to you once those procedures are complete. Yeah, right now the idea of this presentation is to just give the information that a provision for EFIRs have been made, and from 1st of July systems will start kicking in to get these enforced. Yes.
Anybody else?
ये भारतीय न्याय संहिता क्या है?
भारतीय न्याय संहिता इज द पीनल कोड. अर्लियर आईपीसी जो था उसको रिप्लेस करके जो नेसेसरी चेंजेस करने थे उसको लाकर भारतीय न्याय संहिता नया एक्ट लाया गया, जिसमें कि ऑफेंसेस जितने भी हैं उनको डिफाइन किया गया है और उनकी जो पनिशमेंट्स है उनको डिफाइन किया.
ये तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में है ना? अभी जो एग्जिस्टिंग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, भारतीय जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, ये वही है क्या भारतीय न्याय संहिता?
मैम, पहले इंडियन पीनल कोड करके एक एक्ट था जिसमें कि सारे ऑफेंसेस और उनकी पनिशमेंट होती थी, उसको हटाकर उसकी जगह भारतीय न्याय संहिता करके एक नया एक्ट लिया.
मैं क्लैरिफाई कर दूं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एक बिल्कुल अलग चीज है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, दैट इज अ कंप्लीट डिफरेंट थिंग व्हिच इज देयर. दिस इज अ क्रिमिनल लॉ, इट इज समथिंग एल्स. डू नॉट कंफ्यूज दीज टू थिंग्स. For anyone who has any confusion, please get it clarified now only. Constitution of India is Constitution of India. It is as it was. This is a change which has been brought to the criminal law. Okay? There are many laws. All laws have to be within the ambit of the Constitution. This law is also going to be a subset of the big Constitution. Okay? So that it is just replacing the earlier criminal law. So I hope, madam, you are getting that clarity.
ये नाम क्यों बदले गए हैं कि?
नहीं, नाम नहीं बदला है, नया कानून आया है, उसको बदल दिया है.
भारतीय साहित्य, भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम वगैरह, ये नाम क्यों बदले गए हैं?
क्योंकि वो जो पुराना कानून था उसको हटा दिया है. नए कानून का नया नाम होगा ना.
कानून तो उसी में भी, उस नाम में भी हो सकता है ना.
नया कानून है. Anyway, आप थोड़ा
We'll come back to you.
पढ़
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
From Herald, my question is to SP North. Now from 1st July, IPC will be repealed by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, right? So how many sections were there in IPC and now in BNS?
Well, I think it was on the second slide. We'll share the slide.
Yeah, the PPTs will be shared with.
We'll share the slide
everybody.
with you. Just
And one more question,
Yeah.
section 377 being struck down in IPC, what is added here in DNS?
No, the section 377 जो आईपीसी का था, वो नाम का सेक्शन अभी नए हमारे कानून के अंदर कुछ है नहीं, मतलब वो ऑफेंस को हटा दिया गया है. That is no more an offense. That is because I think the Honorable Supreme Court had also declared it as unconstitutional. और उसको ये नए कानून के अंदर हटा दिया गया.
After that 2018 Supreme Court.
वो आप देख लीजिएगा, पर इस नए कानून में नहीं है.
I think Gerard from Hindustan has a question.
Yeah, in the new law has repealed the section of sedition section, but
Ji.
it has introduced a section for actions against India's sovereignty and integrity. At the same time, terrorism is also defined as actions against unity, integrity, sovereignty, etc. So, is there an overlap, or what is the difference between them?
Can you just say that again?
Sedition and treason have been repealed.
Yes.
But there is a section that mandates up to 7 years life imprisonment for actions against India's sovereignty and integrity.
जी.
So there is a new section to replace sedition and treason.
नहीं, वो अगर आप पुरानी definition of sedition पढ़ें, that is a different definition. लेकिन if there is an act which is committed against the unity or integrity of India, then it is a very serious offence and punishment has been kept for it.
So how is that different from terrorism, which also includes actions against?
No, the terrorism is, I had read you the definition of terrorism. It's a much more broader definition. उसमें कई चीजें हैं, explosion करना और कई तरीके की चीजें. That if you read the two sections, you will be able to understand.
Is there an overlap?
No, I don't think there is any overlap. Anyway, it is not for me to even comment whether it is an overlap or not. Our job as Goa Police is to implement the law which Parliament has made. We will be implementing those laws. बाकी ये सारी चीजें जो है, it is outside our purview. Our purview is to implement what Parliament has legislated, and we will be doing it from 1st July.
I think we had one question on the left.
Hello sir, my name is Prapti. I just had a question regarding the e-form of the evidence collection. So sir mentioned that there will be a digital locker kind of a thing to store the evidence. So what will ensure the protection? I just wanted some clarity. Even while serving the summons, it's been commented that it will be served in an e-form. So will it be emailed, or how will it be like?
As I had said, these are all evolving systems, and procedures are being developed on this. Consultations are happening on pan-India level. Union government is almost on a daily basis is holding consultations, and systems are being developed. The idea of this interaction is to make people aware that this will be done. How it will be done, government is working on it.
Thank you, sir.
Any further questions? Yeah.
He's asked you spoke about the organized crime and petty organized crime. मटका गैम्बलिंग इज ऑन राइज, इट्स हैपनिंग. पुलिस के आशीर्वाद से ही चल रहा है, हफ्ता ले रहे हैं पुलिस, तो पुलिस के ऑफेंडर होंगे इसमें, इन दिस ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम, पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम.
अगर ऐसा कुछ भी सामने आता है तो नेचुरली होंगे, क्यों नहीं होंगे? The law is same for everyone, whether it is a common man or a policeman. It is same for everyone. I don't think there is any confusion in my mind about it. And if anyone has any confusion, he should remove that confusion. Okay? Yeah.
Do we have any closing remarks from either of you?
I would just say that, as you would have noticed in the last 75 years, you see there is a definite change in the rights, the definition of rights, whether it is the rights of women, the rights of children, the rights of elderly, the rights of disabled, and there is a simultaneous change in the nature of crime. जो क्राइम आज से 70 साल पहले 100 साल पहले होते थे, उसमें से कई क्राइम अब होने बंद हो गए हैं और नए प्रकार के क्राइम होने शुरू हो गए हैं। फॉर एनी डेवलपिंग एंड इवॉल्विंग कंट्री इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट कि जो उसका क्रिमिनल लॉ हो वो इन सब चेंजेस को इनकॉर्पोरेट करे। और जो हमने आपको आज प्रेजेंटेशन दी उसमें ये दर्शाता है कि ये चेंजेस को इस नए कानूनों के अंदर लाया गया है। इसके अंदर जो नए सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जो जजमेंट्स हैं, वेदर देर आर द राइट्स ऑफ वुमेन, राइट्स ऑफ चिल्ड्रन, the rights of elderly, they have all been kept in mind. Victim has been brought in the center, and all new forms of crimes which are happening, they have been defined and punishments have been kept for them. So the idea of the legislature is कि जो भी नए तरीके की क्राइम हो उसको जो लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट एजेंसीज हो वो पूरी तरीके से कंट्रोल करने के लिए सक्षम रहें। उसी के साथ साथ जो सिटीजन्स हैं उनके जो राइट्स हैं वो पूरे तरीके से प्रोटेक्टेड रहें। और ये मुझे लगता है ब्रॉड थीम है इन कानूनों की। एंड एज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ऑफ गोवा पुलिस इट विल बी आवर एंडेवर टू एंश्योर दैट गोवा इज केप्ट क्राइम फ्री, एंड दीज न्यू लॉज वी विल बी इम्प्लीमेंटिंग in the same earnestness with which the parliament has legislated them। और हम इंश्योर करेंगे कि हम सिटीजन्स को एक बेहतर और अच्छी पुलिसिंग दे सके। थैंक यू।
Thank you. So, as we wind up the session today, I'd like to just extend a vote of thanks to both our guests who've taken time out and who've actually prepared quite a bit in the run-up to this session here. I would also like to thank everybody who's gathered here. I think being a media professional is a busy life. It's always chasing one story or the other. That you've managed to carve out some time and attend this session is something that requires our appreciation. We have lunch is being served, but at the same time, I've been asking for your patience